Greetings from the Jazz Cloud. I'm Richie Zellin and I want to welcome you to the Jazz Guitar channel. Students often ask me how they can substitute any chord within a standard without worrying that it might clash with the melody. The answer is diatonic reharmonization. This means that the new chord only contains notes pertaining to the scale associated with the original chord. And today I am going to show you how to instantly substitute 6 frequently used chord types using this principle. So be sure to stick with me because after I teach you the formulas, you will get to hear how they sound in the context of 3 well-known standards. I'd like to get started with a minor 7th chord so we can gradually form a 2-5-1 cadence. But before I explain the procedure, I want you to hear what it will sound like. Here's the original 2-5-1. Here's how it sounds with the substitutions. So here's the thought process. Whenever the minor 7 is functioning as a 2, substitute it with a sus4-9 chord, whose root is located a perfect fourth up from the original's root. The easiest way to start to show you how to substitute this is by starting with a D minor 9 chord with the root on the 5th string, and all we do is exchange that root for the G, which is actually the 4th of the D chord, the D minor chord. And we can also play this over here. So we have the 13th and the 9th and the G sus chord. Ooh, I'm getting religious here. G sus chord. Or we can play it up here, root on 5th. Add the 13. If on the other hand you want to substitute a minor 7 which is functioning as the 1 chord or a non-2 minor chord, you can simply use its relative major whose root is located a minor 3rd up. So if you have a C minor, ordinarily you would just substitute it for an E flat major 7. But if you really want to retain the feel for the minor tonality, I would make that a Lydian major 7th chord. So I would, instead of the perfect 5th in the E flat, I would lower it down a half step. Kind of like a C minor 6th chord, but we're looking at it with the root here on E flat. Let's substitute a common dominant 7 chord next, and this will work for a 5-7 or any regular dominant. Play a 6-9 sharp 11 chord a whole step down. So here's our ordinary G7. Now if we take this on the 5th string a whole step down and we construct this voicing here, that's actually an F6-9 with a sharp 11. So root F, the major 3rd, the D here is the 6th, the G is the 9th, and the B is the sharp 11. Now we just need a substitution for a major 7th chord, and we'll be able to use all these formulas over a major 2-5-1 cadence. So for a major 7 chord, simply play a sus4 with a 9th chord, with its root a major sixth above the original. So if we have our major 7th chord, in this case a C, major 7, we would play this A 7 sus4 chord with a 9th, a major 6th from the original root. And you definitely don't want to play the root for the substitution on the 6th string. Let's say a voicing like this, because it won't work. Next, let's learn some diatonic substitutions for a minor 2-5-1 cadence. So let's start with a minor 7 flat 5 chord derived from the Locrian mode. To sub it, we play a major 7 sharp 11 chord with its root located a tritone away from the original. So for our D minor 7 flat 5, our 2 minor 7 flat 5 chord, here we have the root in D. We find the tritone, which is here, and over that root we form a major 7 sharp 11 chord. For an altered dominant over the 5 of the cadence, we would play a 6-9 sharp 11 chord, a major 3rd up from its original's root. So for G, G7 altered, we would use B 6-9 sharp 11. And if we want to substitute the 1 minor chord, in the case of this C minor 7, we would use its relative major, but make it a relative Lydian major, which would be A minor 3rd up here. So E flat, but be sure to sharp the 4th, make it a sharp 11. And that sounds like this. And we can play this same chord here. And basically it sounds like a minor 6-9 chord. Before I show you how all these substitutions sound like in the context of some standards, I want to show you one more substitution. The dominant 7 sharp 11 derived from the Lydian dominant. And we often hear this chord over the 2 of a major key, such as in Take the A Train or Desafinado. To sub a dominant 7 sharp 11 chord, play a dominant 7 sharp 9 with a flatted 13th chord, a tritone away from the original's root. And I know this is a common tritone substitution principle, but you would be surprised to learn how seldom players apply it over Lydian dominants. So let me use the initial chord progression to Take the A Train to show you how I'm going to sub this dominant sharp 11 chord over the 2 chord. So the original progression. But instead of playing this chord, we're going to sub it for this one here, which is a tritone away, the augmented 4th. So let's hear how it sounds in context. Take the A Train using the different subs here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So before I apply these substitutions to some other standards, I want you to know that for it to be effective, you don't want to overdo it. In other words, don't substitute every chord. Be sure to experiment and develop an ear for when it will sound desirable. So let's look at another tune with a bunch of 2/5s in it. How about Satin Doll? Normally it would go. But we're going to play it with the substitutions so it sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. How about Autumn Leaves? I hope this lesson has opened up your ears to some new harmonic possibilities. As usual, I welcome your likes, comments, and any questions you may have. Also, if this is your first time on the Jazz Guitar channel and you enjoyed this lesson, please be sure to subscribe so you will be notified of my upcoming videos. Until we meet again, please stay safe and may peace be with you.